So I want to talk about something really briefly before I turn in. I'm looking at this woman. I guess she started her channel. She's she's into the black love stuff. You know what? That black love stuff is never going to end. These women are never going to get tired. Now, this is a fair-skinned woman. I don't have any problems with anybody's complexion, but I called her fair-skinned for a reason, because I'm going to say what she said in a little bit. But she was talking about, okay, so somebody else invited her to talk about her channel on their channel. That person invited her on the panel to talk about her channel about black love. And she was talking about how she likes Dr. Umar Johnson and his views of black love, and how he doesn't agree with people dating outside of their race. He doesn't agree with interracial dating or marriages, and she has the same sentiment. So she felt like, oh, me and Umar Johnson need to get together. I need to invite him on my on my channel and stuff like that. It's like, when I heard her say that, and I talked about how other people was talking about how who was going to replace Angela Yee on the Breakfast Club, and I was looking at one person channel, and a lot of them, like, overwhelmingly, they wanted Umar Johnson. These folks don't care that he cheated, that he literally took almost $3 million from the black community and have nothing to show for it. These people do not care. Black people do not care. It's really best. You can let somebody call you a coon or whatever they want to call you. I do not associate myself with the black community. I do not. Because what's the point of constantly exposing somebody? That's why I never cared about exposing anybody in the black community, because the black community is the one that welcomes that kind of stuff. The black community is the one that created Umar Johnson. The black community is the one that created a polite. The black community are the people who create these folks. So no need in constantly getting on and trying to expose people like Umar Johnson and whoever else for the things they do, scamming the black community, when the black community proves over and over again, and they like being scammed. They like drinking the Jim Jones Kool-Aid. They like doing it. You know, this man scammed the community. I don't know if she know, but a whole lot of people know by now for her not to know. If you don't know by now, something's up. Something's wrong. To not know that by now, something is wrong. To have not at least Googled him, and somebody will say something about it. But yet you still hold him in high regard. It's like, yeah, I want Umar Johnson to be on Breakfast Club. Oh yeah, I want him on my channel. It's like you don't hold people responsible. You don't hold them accountable, whatever. It's like they don't care. They overlooking it. They don't care that this man just took $3 million from the community and have nothing to show for it. They don't care. Had this been the white community, and you have a white man that scammed the white community like that, well, a white man probably would have got more than $3 million from the white community. But then again, I don't know if he would have got that much. It's been about almost 14 years since he talked about building a school for all black boys, and he is still at this moment, not at this moment, but in this year, he is still taking donations for this school. Now, at this point, if somebody has been aware of Umar Johnson since 2009, 2010, and they know he's been trying to build a school ever since back then, and they still donated money to him, that's on them. At this point, that's just really on them, for them to be aware that he has been taking folks' money for a very long time, and they still give this man money. That's on them. That really is. But nobody is caring. Nobody is caring that this man. I don't mean to say nobody. There's a lot of people in the black community that just do not care that he has pretty much scammed the black community. They don't care. And this is why I don't care if I'm called a coon. You can say I got self-hate, whatever. I do not want to associate with any group like that. First of all, I don't know when they're never going to see that black is a negative term to call themselves, but I do call them the black community because I feel like they're almost acting like they don't exist anyway. Like black means nothing, and I feel like they acting like they are nothing. I feel like the way they uphold people who really don't do anything for the community, do more to hurt the community than to help the community, and that is who they uphold. I feel like black is fitting for them. I feel like black is fitting for them. And people can say I have self-hate all they want to. I do not want to associate with a community like that, and I do not associate with a community like that based on skin complexion. That is not a good idea. You see that this community have no values, yet they turn around and have this entitled mentality, this mentality of entitlement, as if somebody owes them something. Excuse me. As if somebody owes them something. But yet they don't want to hold accountable. They don't want to hold themselves as a community accountable. But yet they turn around and have this mindset of entitlement from other communities to do so much for them. But yet they don't want to clean up that community. They don't want to do anything about the gangbangers that's shooting with all these children. Why haven't kids stopped getting killed in drive-bys yet? Had this been a white community, that just would not be a thing anymore. Why is this still happening in the black community? And you have a lot of black people that want to hold on to these gangbangers where he's just a black man or whatever. No, see, that's the problem. That's why nothing gets better. Why are you still raising your little girls in these gang-ridden communities? Why are you still raising your boys in these little gang-ridden communities where he's going to be forced to join a gang? And I already talked to parents from Los Angeles when I did home health in Los Angeles, home health therapy. And I spoke to this one lady, and she talked about how her son was a teenager, and he kept telling these gangbangers that he did not want to join the gang. And they said they were going to kill him. I don't know. I know he went back and told his mother, said they threatened to kill him if he don't join the gang. For some reason, I don't know why she didn't want to listen to him. I don't know if she did not want to take him seriously. But she sent him out to a store, maybe a block away from where they live. But she sent him to a little convenience store by himself to go pick up some stuff for her. And next thing you know, he was on the news showing that he got shot and killed. This little boy, this young teenage boy got shot and killed because he did not want to join the gang. And so I'm saying at this point, why are mothers, why are folks raising their kids, parents in general, why do they even bother to raise their children, to allow their babies to be in such an environment? And if you can't afford better than that, then you just should not have children, because for one thing, even in those areas, the housing is expensive over there. LA is expensive. You should not have kids. You should plan better. And I can see if you just having sex and you took all the precautions to protect yourself, and you all of a sudden get pregnant, and then you don't believe in abortion. Fine, people don't have to believe in abortion. And things like that could happen if you try to take every precaution you could, and you just got pregnant, and then you don't believe in abortion, so you're going to have it, and it's unexpected, so it's hard to just get the money like that. I get that. I have compassion on that sense. But a lot of people are just having kids and raising them in these communities, and these kids keep getting consumed. I know I don't want to be a part. I don't even want to help that community. I don't even want to help them because they don't care about themselves. I don't want to help them. I don't want to help them. You don't care to address what's happening. I remember when I was seeing this other lady in Los Angeles, a totally different location. And then I'm going to get back on this lady again. At a totally different location. And I was working with her mother, doing therapy with her mother. And she talked about how in that area it used to be so bad, I guess maybe in the 90s, early 2000s, because by the time I got to LA, I mean, the gang activity is bad, but not like it was maybe in the 90s and early 2000s. So it gotten a lot better by the time I got there. Okay. I think I hate to say this, but it might be a whole lot of gentrification going on. Maybe that's why it got better by the time I got there. It's lots of gentrification. But anyway, she said that on the bus, when the kids used to get out of school, now this is what her story, I don't know if it's true, but this is just what she said. She said that when the kids used to get off the bus after school, there would be gangbangers waiting to kill the kids, and they would be just shooting the kids in the head and all that stuff. Would they just sitting there shooting? Now, whatever came of that? Because did they kill the bus driver? What happened? I don't know, whatever came of it. But anyway, her response to that was she said, girl, I just prayed. You just gonna pray. There is no protest. There's no nothing. You just pray that they stop shooting these kids. So I'm not interested in helping a community with that kind of mindset. I'm just not interested in helping them because they have to want to live. And they don't want to live. This term black is fitting for them. It seems like they want to be nothing. I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm just saying this as a community, they don't want more. Because the minute something really happened when you go in and get them off the street, they're going to be crying about what's going on with the black men because you want to compare decent, hardworking black men to gangbangers. I don't know why the community wants to see all of them the same. Oh, you just want a black man. But he just killed 20 kids. Why are you holding on to him? This is why I want nothing to do with the black community. But now I'm going to get to this girl. This lady, she just looks young. She's not a girl, she's a grown woman, but she looks young. So I said in the beginning that she's fair-skinned, and I said this for a reason. Because she don't agree with people interracially dating. But then, in another sentence, she admitted that dark-skinned women in the black community get overlooked. She said dark-skinned black women get overlooked a lot. No, they don't get overlooked. They get overlooked by black men from the United States of America. Be clear, they're not being overlooked by Africans. They're not being overlooked by Jamaicans. They're not being overlooked by Haitians. They're not being overlooked by white men. They're not being overlooked by Mexicans. You Latino men, you like white Latino, you know what I mean? They're not being overlooked by Asian men. They're not being overlooked. If they go to Europe, they certainly will not be overlooked. If anything, they will be worshipped in Europe. No, they're not being overlooked. They're being overlooked by so-called black men in the United States of America who are, most of them are colorists. They're being overlooked by them. That's who they're being overlooked by. But I say that to say that how dare you? Because this is the stuff I hate. This is the stuff I hate. How dare you say that you disagree with interracial dating, but then you know dark-skinned women get overlooked. You know dark-skinned women are getting overlooked. But then you turn around and say you disagree with interracial dating. Who are you, first of all? Who are you? I'm sick of people being bossy. I'm sick of this bossy mentality. Who are you to tell somebody who they supposed to be dating, but then you sit there and admit as a light-skinned woman, because I'm going to emphasize light skin right here. See, you so privileged that you don't care that dark-skinned women get treated a certain way. And you sit there with your privileged behind and say, I disagree with interracial dating. But you sit there with your privileged behind and say, black people should not interracially date. But you know dark-skinned women get overlooked. You said it out your light-skinned mouth. I'm not against light-skinned women. Let me make it clear that I'm not against light-skinned women. I'm not against light-skinned women. But I'm against a light-skinned woman like her that knows that she has light-skinned privilege in the black community. To know that she has light-skinned privilege in the black community with her pro-black behind and her pro-black man behind. And sit there and say you don't agree with interracial dating, and then in the next sentence, 2 sentences later, you acknowledge that dark-skinned women get overlooked. That is some arrogant light-skinned privilege for your behind. That is an arrogant statement right there. That's arrogance. How dare you tell somebody who they supposed to date if you know they getting overlooked? Well, you can go date an African if she want to. She do whatever the hell she want to do. These women need to stop being so darn bossy. Do something else to clean up the black community. Go in the hoods. Go clean up the community. Go clean up the gang-ridden neighborhoods. Go make yourself more productive, because you are not productive telling people who they supposed to be dating. That is unproductive. You don't tell grown people what they supposed to do, and you certainly don't acknowledge the fact that dark-skinned women are overlooked in the black community, but then tell them who they supposed to be dating, that they can't date outside the black community, that you don't agree with that with your light skin behind. Okay? But anyway, that's it. I just felt like talking about that, and I'll talk to you later.